been jumping, Jared Padalecki. Nice to see you on home. So,
hi, ladies and gentlemen, loud and swing.
Why don't we go ahead and make this official? Let's do it. Good people of Chicago, mainly the neighborhood of Rosemont, put your hands together for Mr. Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki. Give them hell, folks. All right. How we doing, Chicago? That's what I thought.
What? Any first timers? Welcome to the family, and apologies. Anybody here in Chicago for the OG convention in 2007 that started this all? All right, you can blame them. Everybody who just raised your hands. You can blame everybody who was here 15 years ago when we very first kind of started doing this.
It's somebody raise their hand up there like this. Yeah, still here.
Like shameful. Great to meet you guys for the first time. Those for the first time, and the familiar faces that we've seen dozens or maybe 100 plus times. Always great to see y'all. Really happy to be here. It's been a hell of a couple of years. You know? Love you back. You came.
No, I think they said.
Back. Yeah, thank you. That's kind of what it sounds like. It's also right below the light, wherever that voice.
I can't see anything. It's like very wide headlights coming right at me.
That's good. But before we just sit up and jabber, we want to get some audience questions so we can hear what y'all have to say or ask. So, left side, strong side. Left side for them. Camera left. Now,
Stage left. Camera left.
camera left.
Left.
Left. This way.
My left.
Left always points to the I did this, we had a guest star. We used to do this in Supernatural, but we'd be like, camera left, so just remember, hold your hand up, and left always points to the right, so you know where left is. And they're like, that doesn't make any sense.
What if you hold this one up?
See, that's on the L. L's go like that, and they point to the right. Or for M, for camera, L points to the right. Again, I apologize, thank you guys.
Why don't you just see yourself out top?
I'm gonna take my friend over here who's like, yeah, I was here.
All right, so what side? Did we decide?
Camera.
So right side.
Not for them.
No, for me.
Correct side. Yes, right to you.
Right to me.
Yes.
That sounds right.
Right to Agnes. How are you?
Great, how are you?
She paused ever so slightly, like, y'all done?
Yeah, but sitting here waiting to ask a question.
We're doing great.
You guys have so much going on, beautiful families, the careers, everything. What's something you haven't done yet that you want to do?
Oh, wow.
I don't know if I can say.
I can say, but it doesn't stand for him. What I would like to do but haven't done yet, again, he can't say this, turn 40. He's already way past that. So, you know?
I'd like to turn 40 again.
Fair enough. That's a great question. You know, I think, did you work in a triple take to the
Every time I pass a mirror.
That wasn't even that good. That wasn't.
It's great when he's in.
It's the timing. So, if we can do one of those, if we can catch one of his triple takes on camera, I'll be happy.
That's what they just did.
Truer words are never spoken.
Something that we
wanted to, or that I want to do that we haven't done yet? The reboot of Supernatura.
Would y'all be up for that? Because we have an announcement to make. We'd be up for it as well. I'm about to get my ass kicked. Thank you
So much for being secretive.
Thank you so much for your
You
question.
know, I was told, somebody told me backstage that out of this whole group, that I'm the most secretive one of them. And I can't tell you how much that means to me.
Even Norton is not going to give you a rim shot. Is it Kelly Madison? And he's like, I am now dumber for having heard your answer. That's how I feel.
Well, you know, speaking of turning 40, I remember when I turned 40 and somebody gave me a coffin. And I thought to myself, that's the last thing I need. Welcome back, I missed you.
We didn't miss you. Thank you for your question. Hey, did you hear about what's the neighboring city in Chicago? I just watched the news this morning. Glenellen. Lady got hit by a train, left side of her body fell off. She's all right now. All right now. Still right. She's buckled over.
I'm Tia from the Chicagoland area.
Glen Ellen? Are you all right? I'll tell you.
Just want to say, Jensen, I'm already in love with Soulja Boy already. And when Supernatural gets rebooted, what is your dream plot for the first season?
Flashback episodes. Hey, Dean, you remember that time? We'll film like 55 episodes in one day.
I don't know, I've given this some thought. I thought one idea, not to say that this would be it or something, but I thought one idea that could be cool is to treat it like True Detective and have like one big case that the brothers work for 10, 12 episodes, and just that be it. Just like come back for like one big massive case.
So you want to break their hearts again?
Yes. Or are you just suggesting us come back and then continuing to shoot Supernatural until we die?
Well, on Supernatural, nobody ever really dies. I do also love that idea. That was a comma, not like I love it. It was like I like, comma, love it. It's been a while, right?
It's okay, words are hard.
Like words are totally hard and stuff. As a matter of fact, words are difficult. I liked it. Loved it.
Stop. What do you see? What do you see it as? Like, how do you see a reboot?
I think seeing the whole family come back together for something like absolutely world-endingly massive. Apocalypse part 8.
We're getting older. It's more difficult to film those kind of big old apocalyptic scenes. Yeah.
My dream episode would be to see Adam come out of the cage.
That'd be awesome.
Did Jake pay you to come up here today?
Jake's also a fresh and welcomed Texan. He is now living. Take it easy. Wow. Is that a peacock?
Well, thank you.
Thank you, spirit animal. Yes, thank you. Hopefully we do get to explore it. I will say this, whatever the storyline is, I think it's absolutely imperative that Jensen and I have a strong hand, the strongest hand, in what it's going to be about. Thank you. I'm glad you're all right. Thanks, how are you?
So my question is, I wanted to ask you guys when you kind of knew, you guys are like on the road less traveled kind of, and like acting and doing music. So when was the moment that you kind of knew, like, I can trust myself, this is the path that I'm supposed to be on? So what is your advice around following that path and knowing, like, this is for me, even though it's not the traditional kind of route of things?
I have an interesting, maybe not expected answer to that, which is still not yet, and I hope not ever. Which is to say, I guess, that I've found myself really interested in questioning myself lately. Not questioning like doubting, but saying like, hey, what else is out there? I always tell Jen, we're talking about the kids, and we'll get together at night after put them to bed and talk about whatever they're each going through. And I always say, I just want the kids to be kind and curious. That's all. Like whatever they do for a living, whether it's something or nothing, if they're kind and curious, I think everything falls in line. So I hope to remain curious about what I'm doing. Not that I'm doubting what I'm doing, but if I do it and it doesn't become successful, or if no one cares, then it's fine, because I'm just trying different things in life. And so I think I'm still, hopefully until the day I die, I'm still going like, what else should I try? What else might I have fun with? It's a big world out there, and I'm hoping to get to explore it.
Yeah, yes, that's, I have the initial same reaction of I wouldn't say that I know that I'm on the right path, or that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And I think that's largely because I continue to be curious about a lot of things. And I know that what I'm doing is fulfilling, and it is, I'm grateful for it. But, it's kind of like, I don't want to stop moving. And I think if I can fill my life with, aside from my family and friends that give me a lot, but if I can fill my life with interests that are fulfilling, that's what I'm striving to do. Getting paid for those is the trick. If you can figure out a way to get paid to do that, then that's the magic ticket. But again, I agree with Jared. I never want to stop being curious and stop learning, because I think ultimately that's where I want to be, whatever that looks like.
Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Jason.
Oh, great. Another one.
Another one! Hi, Jensen.
Hey, Jensen.
How's it going?
Hi, Jensen.
How's it going, you?
Let me ask you this. What do people call you as like a nickname or anything like that?
Jens.
Jens?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or Jen. And I'm like, dude, that's a girl name. It's such a chick name. Stop it.
Jenny.
Jennifer.
What's your last name?
Not Ackles Pacenti.
Wait, say it again?
Pacenti.
So they could say JP.
I say
Yeah.
JP.
Yeah.
So you're Jensen and JP.
He gets JP a lot. Just have a moment.
Are we just at moments here?
That's amazing. My name's Jensen. People call me JP. Okay. What's your question?
My question is, what is your most, both of your guys' most embarrassing moments in life?
I liked you more when you were JP. I mean, I guess I've been on TMZ a couple times. I don't know if embarrassing is the right word, or humiliating is better, or shameful. But each time. Yeah, I think let me say also, I'm grateful that phones didn't exist when I was in high school. Hashtag samesies. Because we're all human, and we all do some stuff that, there are a few takebacks that I like, but I've learned from each one and let it make me a better person, so I'll take it.
Too many to count. Yeah. And you know what? That's embarrassing. Right here, right now, knowing that there's so many I can't. I'll give you a recent embarrassing story. How about that? Because there's a lot to look back and be like and shudder at. I was a year ago. I was doing a show called The Boys. And the first day that I stepped on the set was the scene where my character comes out of this like cryogenic chamber and is revealed. And
Are you allowed to say that?
yeah, it's been in the teaser. You see it in the teaser, yeah, in the trailer. And so first day on set, walk up and I don't have my outfit on, I have a robe on. And I'm like, hi, nice to meet you. Hi guys, I'm Jensen.
Slow it down a second. Let me visualize it.
You need a baseline for this? Yeah, there you go. And so they're like, all right, Jensen, come on over here. You're going to be in this tank thing, and you just step on in, and we'll go ahead and take your rope. And so I got in there, and the door opens, and there's Carl and the rest of the cast, and then there's this whole crew who I've never met. I just met them 5 minutes ago. And I step out, nothing between me and them but a sock. That was... Funny, they were all looking at me like that too. Who are you pointing at? Wait, what are you talking about? What's that?
The sock on your nose.
Oh, yeah.
It's not quite the point, Jensen.
There was a point. I had a point, and then was, hang on. There you go.
Hang on.
Wait.
She's over at those points saying, hang on.
Right, well, so, chalk another one up for embarrassing moments. But chalk it up. Anyway, we can move on.
Now, this is the most embarrassing moment. Thank you, Jensen and JP.
My name's Veronica. So.
What's your last name? Just kidding.
Do you want to know my last name?
No, sure, creepo.
What's your address? Where do you keep your valuables?
afraid of leprechauns, and Sam, you're afraid of cats. In
Clowns.
well, yeah, clowns, but cats too.
Sam doesn't like cats. I think he was yellow fever. But you could be right. I'm not sure.
And I just want to say,
I like it.
if a leprechaun walked in here right now, who wouldn't be afraid of it? Not just Dean, you know. I think that's a universal fear. And in my mind, I am only seeing the horror movie version. I'm not seeing the Lucky Charms. I'm seeing the horror, like, Chucky version of Leprechaun. Sorry. Yes, there are fears, great fears.
So, in real life, what are your fears?
Bears. I don't like run from them, but I don't have any desire. If a bear walked into here, I think I'd be more scared than if a leprechaun walked in here.
Not true.
Oh, it's a leprechaun. Oh, it's a bear.
Yeah, and it attacks you.
No, I'm hell and gone once a bear walks in. I'm not fast with the bear.
Did you
fast
see
with
the
a couple of
video that's on the internet now of the bear going after the two little moose?
No, and I don't want to hear about
Moose.
it.
And
I don't want to hear about it.
and the moose chases him off. The moose wins. It's a video with everybody. Bears. All bears?
I mean, do you want
And panda? Panda bears? It's still there!
They're cute.
Thank you. So specifically, what do you, is it a grizzly?
Yeah. There's
Okay.
nothing you can do. You can't climb a
What
tree.
about
You
next to a
can't-
black bear? Brown
Still
bear?
scared.
Polar bears?
Polar bear's terrifying. They're like 20 feet. Really.
West Hollywood bear?
Love it.
All right, I'm glad we cleared that up.
So there are a few types of cuddly bears.
We lost it in the front row here.
Yeah, bears. And leprechauns are legit.
Yeah, leprechaun's legit. Okay, so he is, he's afraid of bears. I would say I have a pretty good fear of, this is gonna sound weird because of where we are, of crowded places. I was, just 2 days ago, I had to go get my kid's passport renewed. So I was sitting in the Travis County Clerk's office in Austin, and
I've been there. Back to JP's question.
and it,
I have another fear. That's not right.
but like the place just started filling. It was like a DMV. It just starts filling up, and there's so many people in there, and I just kept staring at the door, and I don't know. It's legit.
What about you? What's your fear, Veronica?
Sharks?
See, sharks. Yes. When you're in the ocean, not so much if you're driving on the highway, but yeah.
She's not driving on the highway or in the ocean right now. She's still scared of sharks.
But you're not in the woods, and you're still afraid of bears. I'm sure there are a few of them.
Cliff? Get my eyes out. See, thank you so much. Stay away from sharks.
I don't know. They're big.
Yeah. Thanks for your question. Hello there.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello there.
So I know we're all really, really sad to see Supernatural is no longer on the air. But after playing characters that did the right thing but were usually on the wrong side of the law,
Whoa.
how has it been playing new characters now that kind of have you put on the badge?
Funny. That's a great question. I feel like Sam and Cordell, for me at least, the way I kind of approach them, they're both, thank you, they're both humans, which means they are flawed, and they're trying to do the right thing as they understand it. And sometimes that manifests itself not perfectly. as far as within the character. But by and large, they've acknowledged that they've made mistakes, they will make mistakes, but they're going to try and do more good than bad.
I mean, I haven't gotten really into the bow of it all just yet, so I'm still waiting to kind of figure out what that looks like. But I will say that, you know, for Dean, probably more for Dean than Sam, but he kind of, he did a lot of good the wrong way, or he did the wrong things for the right reasons. I like characters like that. I like the, you know, they may not do it legally, but they're doing it for the right reason, kind of a thing. And I feel like if I can bring a little of that into this new character, which I think is happening. You see that in just that one episode that I did. I was like, listen, we gotta bend some rules. Let's bend some rules. And I like the idea of bending and breaking the rules for the right reasons.
My name's Emily. Shout out to my sisters Erin and Sarah in the front row.
Yeah, Erin and Sarah. Woo! I see you. I can't see you. It's just silhouettes.
I thought she was saying that was her name. My name is Emily. Shout out to my sister Sarah. I thought it was just like German or something.
Just Emily. Just Emily. That's my name.
Just Emily.
So I'm a mental health therapist, and I work with children and family mostly. So I was wondering if I was to conduct a family therapy session with Sam and Dean, how would that go?
Let me tell you real quick. Dean would be up and out of there in about 30 seconds. I ain't talking about this stuff. Whatever.
And I'd be like, I told you
in the lobby. Is that free for everybody? Can I get that?
And then Sam would be like, I told you not to bring that up in front of Dean. Yeah, I think, you know what's funny? I think Sam and Dean are, I think if you were in a session with Sam independently or Dean independently, you'd probably get a lot more done at first. They'd probably need a few of those before getting into past family traumas. But I know they love the shit out of each other, so they want each other to get healthy and physically and mentally. So maybe we just found our idea for the reboot. It's gonna be this. It's not the Sopranos. It's the Supranos.
What is just a curious question? What, like, if you were to dealing with somebody like Dean, who's probably not willing to share or not willing to open up, at least in the offset, do you just kind of have to just sit back and wait until that person comes around, or are there tools of the trade that you utilize to make them want to share?
A lot of the time, I go at the pace that the client wants to go at. So I've actually sat in session in complete silence with like defiant kids for like 45 minutes to an hour.
That's some Goodwill Hunting stuff right there. That's awesome.
Yeah. And then one time at the very, very end, we started talking about fried chicken, and that's kind of how we like bridged the gap and, you know, broke the ice and stuff. But I waited for him.
I think Dean would like that.
Yeah, you could have probably brought up fried chicken at the beginning of it, and Dean would have been all in. And you would have had him like crying in 30 minutes over pie. So, yeah. Thank you for your work. Yeah, thank you.
I'm Jenny. I'm from Ohio.
Hi, Jenny.
Is there anything that you wish Sam and Dean would have gotten to do that they didn't?
That they did that we didn't?
That Sam and Dean would have gotten to do that they didn't get to do? When the show ended.
Oh gosh. I mean, we always talked about, you know, what a real vacation looked like for the boys. And it's not something that they really ever got to truly have. It was just a break. Even when they would try to have a break, something would follow it. And so yeah, we always joke and be like, oh, what about the ghost surfer in Hawaii? That they can tack on a nice week vacation with afterwards, but that never happened. So it would have been kind of interesting to see not just what they did to blow off steam, not just what they did to celebrate a win, not just what they did to pass the time, but actually see them take the load off and like be relaxed and just be.
Yeah, I agree with that. That was part of the fun of the initial part of the finale. Not the last part was super fun, but seeing them doing laundry, you know, seeing them folding their clothes or hitting the alarm,
Eating pie.
Yeah, so I think I'd love to see. It's not super interesting for television to have like Sam and Dean just sitting around doing nothing, but they let. But that would be fun to see who Sam and Dean are when they're not having to take the weight of the world on their shoulders. Thank you.
So my name is Gemma, and I watched this new show on PBS recently called Road Food. I don't know if you've seen that, but
I heard the host didn't test well. The ratings kind of went screaming, but I hear the food was good.
it was good.
Roads were great.
I think the
Host was questionable at
I
best.
don't know. I think the host is pretty hot myself.
He's a handsome fella. I saw the ads.
I mean, he's no Guy Fieri, but let's be honest.
My question for you is if you could wait till you're done giggling.
If you wait till we're done giggling, you're gonna be for a long time.
Get in there, Jim. Let's hear it.
Good point. So if you could have any type of show, be it a travel show or any show, doesn't have to be on PBS, but any type of show that's about a passion of yours or something that you would love to just interview people about and explore, what would that be about?
History.
I also love food, I think people know. And I think during the pandemic, when we had the 6-month break before finishing filming Supernatural in 2020, I got into reading about, I think I got a Life magazine or something, about the most haunted places in America, and I've always wanted to go around and see some. I'm fascinated by that. I think it's probably been done, so I don't want to be boring or just doing things that other people have already done, but I would love to go see some haunted places.
Do it.
And then walk away and be like, nothing happened. Then you would say,
there's something that we've got in development right now. It's funny that you say that because it's along those lines, and I keep needing to share. Let me tell you about it because I think it'd be something fun to do. Yeah, I don't want to say too much about it because it might actually be something I can share with you guys. So, fingers crossed. Thanks, Gemma.
Hi guys, I have new shows coming up, and I was wondering what it was like. I know you just finished up filming the pilot for the Winchesters. What's it been like working with new groups of people, new locations in New Orleans, and how that has been going?
It's definitely different. I was talking earlier to some folks about just the difference of walking onto the set of Supernatural as opposed to some of these new sets, and it'll never feel like that. Just because I doubt that he and I will be doing a show for 15 years, even if Walker lasts 15 years, what we built. What we built on that set with those people is really, I think, incredibly unique and really just lightning in a bottle. And I said walking onto that set was like walking into a warm hug every day. And I'll miss that, and I miss that terribly. Walking onto these new sets, it is like walking into somebody else's house. And, you know, it can be fun and cool, be like, oh, wow, this is amazing, this is really cool. You guys have awesome sets, and you have a whole LED wall that you do your driving scenes in, and I mean, it's very cool, it's impressive. There's a lot of different personalities that you have to navigate, there's new friendships to be made. So it is like starting in a new school, you know. And I think he and I are you know, we're old enough and we're savvy enough now, and we've been around this industry long enough to know how to avoid the pitfalls, and try to really focus on the positives. But it is different than, you know, filming in Toronto or filming in Albuquerque or filming in New Orleans. They all have their different kind of vibe. And so it's like going to a different school. It's like kind of unique in that way.
Yeah, that's a great word. It is different. It's so cool. It's like you're going to a new school and you love the new school. Or maybe it's a strange way to the analogy. Another thing that, especially with Supernatural, you know, Jensen and I weren't producers in Maine. But to quote the bard, you know, a rose by any other name can smell sweet. Like we did a lot of, we were very involved with making sure to protect the characters, the canon, the storyline, the sets, the blocking.
The tone on set.
The tone on set.
That was a huge thing, and that's something that really gets set from, I think, the lead actors, because it sets the tone for how the crew acts and relates to each other and the rest of the cast and stuff. So that's very important. It was also something that he and I took very seriously and made sure that we always had a place that was fun and light and creative and inviting and welcoming. So.
Yeah, and so with these sets, you know, both with the Winchesters and with Walker Independence, we're not going to be there every day, not even every week. We're going to be working our asses off on Zoom calls and on script notes and watching dailies. So it's funny, you know, I saw 3 of the actors from Independence yesterday, Kat McNamara, Matt Barr, and Justin Johnson-Cortez, and it's kind of it's a funny feeling because I've seen them so, it's maybe the feeling like y'all get seeing us, where it's like, you've seen us a whole bunch, we haven't seen y'all a whole lot, because I'm like, hey, Matt, Kat, Justin, like, what's going on? Like, what's going on, man? Like, this, I live with them, you know, like, they're on my iPad, they're on my TV, I'm making notes, I'm giving notes to the editors and to the other producers, I'm Zoom calling to hire directors and this and that, and so, they don't see all the work, much like we didn't see all the work behind Supernatural that Cookie did, or Singer did, or, you know, Jeremy or Andrew or Sarah, and so on and so forth. But we're doing a lot of the work, we're just not able to be there for the in-person part of it. So it's going to be interesting. And I've only ever produced one episode of television that I wasn't there for at all, which was the Independence pilot, because we were shooting Walker still. And with COVID regulations, I didn't have time to get there and, you know, quarantine for 24 hours and get back in quarantine 48 because we had to finish. So we'll see. It's gonna be interesting. I'm really excited about it, but it'll be different. Thank you. Hi.
Just quick, I wanted to say thank you for this weekend. I haven't gotten to do anything fun in a really long time, and it's been amazing to be back here because thank you. My question is, and it seems like Jensen is already on a roll, but best dad joke.
Best dad joke?
I just gave this one to my 9-year-old. I hope she does me proud. I said, you know, JJ, when you walk into a bathroom, you're an American. When you walk out of a bathroom, you're an American. But when you're in the bathroom, you're a peon.
Oh my God.
I said this
very
one.
much. I'll see myself out. Damn it! Stupid! God! Why are you listening?
I said this one. On your way to the bathroom, you're Russian. In the bathroom, you're a peon. On your way out, you're Finnish. knew? A guy walks into a butcher shop and he goes to the butcher counter.
Somebody tackled him.
He goes to the butcher and says, I'd like one steak and kidney pie. And the butcher kind of gives him a funny look and goes, I'm sorry, what are you asking for? I says, just a steak and kidney pie. The butcher goes, you just said steak and kidney? And the guy goes, no, I didn't.
Oh my gosh. Help us. How many people, this is their first convention?
How many is it now?
Clearly this last. Well done.
What's your best dad joke?
Have you heard the one about the roof? No, it's over your head.
That one's going in the pocket. Thank you. All right.
Thank you so much.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Sonia. I'm from Chicago. This is my first convention. I was just wondering, because I just watched The Boys, and wow. What was like your most...
He hadn't seen it yet. I made him watch it on the plane. He just, on my iPad, he just goes. Sorry. So, what was the question?
I was wondering, like, what was like the most shocking scene that you've ever seen, like in one of your new projects, or maybe like...
Have you seen The Boys?
First 10 minutes of The Boys yet? Yeah, that was jarring. I had read that sequence over a year ago and was like, oh, that's interesting, okay. I wonder how that'll turn out.
So blasé.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's on brand. But I was not there during that. I wasn't in that sequence, so I didn't see what they did or how they did it or anything like that. And I didn't hear anything really. Well, that's not true. I did hear about some of it. But you don't know what the visual effects are really going to look like until they're done. And so when I watched that for the first time about a week and a half ago in Paris at the world premiere in a giant movie theater. Yeah, basically. It was disturbing. And at that size, too, was horrifying. If you guys have not seen it, then tread lightly.
Don't watch it on a plane
Yeah,
with other people.
but you can't unsee it. I'm just going to warn you. They cannot put that toothpaste back in the tube. It is... That was the no.
Yeah, I'll go with that as well. I think strong agreement.
Yeah.
Firm agreement.
Yeah.
That was a Freudian slip. Thank you.
Thanks.
Apologies. Hi there.
Hi, my name is Everest, and I used to work in an escape room, so that got me to thinking, seeing so many people with their different strategies and such. How would your characters fare in an escape room, and what other characters do you think would have done great in an escape room?
Well, does it count if they have magical powers?
You can't use their powers. It only has to be whatever you think your character would do, or whatever other character.
Okay.
That would have been a good episode.
I think Jack would have done all right.
Dean would get incredibly frustrated very quickly and probably try to like go through the drywall.
Yeah.
Not terribly dissimilar from what I would do. I was in that escape room.
I think Sam would do well, but I think he would be so interested in figuring out the puzzle that he might take too long. Because he takes his time. He reads a lot, and he studies a lot, and goes back over it, and reads it a second time. So I'm sure he'd get the answer correct, and then just don't know if it'd be on time. That's all right. Kind of like Jared. Thank you, Everest. Cool name.
My name is Z. I'm here with my friend Michelle, who came here all the way from the Philippines to see y'all.
Wow. Nice. I'm Michelle. Michelle, you are.
Supernatura brought comfort to so many people on so many levels, and I know for a fact that your work on and off the set has saved lives.
Oh yeah.
Yes. What is your favorite comfort food?
Great question. My favorite, this as cheesy as it sounds, it's queso. As cheesy as it sounds.
You know what I knew you were going somewhere, just the way you said cheesy too. I was like, it's gonna be like queso.
Yeah, you watched me perform for like 35 years. How would you not know?
As cheesy as it may sound. This is something you guys may or may not know about Jared, but when Jared tells a joke that has a substantial like build up to it, it is very difficult for him to get through it. Because he's already laughing miles before the punchline.
It's funny. It's true, true.
Seriously, okay, so is that your cheesy answer?
It's actually, I'd rather like talk soup.
Do it. It's actually, I'm like, here we go, buckle up. It's gonna go for another one.
It's legit, it's soup. It's like chicken noodle soup or,
I got a question.
Sure.
You got your chicken noodle soup.
Yep.
Do you go saltines?
If available.
Or do you go oyster crackers?
I do saltines.
I don't think there's a wrong answer.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Oh, really? Show you the wrong answer.
Just watch the first 10 minutes again. So I go saltines and some noodle soup.
Yeah, that's a solid answer.
Nope, it's not. It's liquid.
Comfort food. You know, I gotta. Probably fried chicken.
See?
Yeah.
The therapist? Get to that fried chicken.
Yeah,
it works.
And that's largely because it's my wife's, so whenever she's making it, I'm like, yes!
The thing with fried chicken is it's super comforting until tomorrow.
Yeah.
Then no one feels comforted.
This taco tastes funny to you?
Turducken or whatever. What's your favorite comfort food?
Sushi.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Thank you, Z.
Thank you.
And thank you from the Philippines. Thanks, guys.
Hi there.
Hi, I'm Lauren. I'm from New York. This is my first convention. It was my graduation gift. So.
Is that a Vought shirt?
It is.
Nice.
I actually have a question about the boys, because I've been a fan since season 1, big fan, and I was really excited when you got cast. So I was just wondering if you had a favorite character on the show before you were cast, and if not, if you have a new one now that's not Soldier Boy.
I mean,
you might just goes
Soldier Boy. I mean, Butcher is so good. But he I feel like is the obvious choice, and you're not wrong, and I certainly love what Carl does with that character. It's insane. But I really like Frenchie. And I will say that now knowing Tomer, I like Frenchie even more. He is so good. He's not even French. He's Israeli. But he is so good. And he's, yeah, what he does with that character. He does so much when no one's looking, and when he doesn't need to be doing anything, he's always doing something. And I just find it, I just like that. From an actor's perspective, I just find that fascinating. So, yeah, but he's such a great character. He has a lot of good stuff this season. You're gonna like it. Thank you.
Hi.
Hello, my name's Kim. First, I would just like to say thank you to my husband. He won the lottery, and he's letting me ask the question.
Nice.
Amazing. Then you won the lottery more than once. Hey,
you
smells like that.
My question for you two is, how many lines do you have to memorize in Latin? Do either of you speak fluent Latin?
It's a dead language. I took Latin in high school, largely for SAT prep, to try and get into college, to try and get a scholarship or something. So it was a little bit more, let's just say it wasn't complete Greek to me.
Oh.
It was a work in progress. Is that a fart noise?
No, that was my hopes and dreams.
I do not speak Latin. I probably still remember some of it. I imagine we could both rememorize it.
He definitely, and they gave him more of the heavy lifting in the Latin department.
Which was also kind of by design of Jensen, because when they gave Dean the exertions on his tail, he made it so he just butchered it. Like Carl Urban.
Yeah. That's the same. It's the same. It's like the same when I mixed the laundry load and I put the wrong soap in and I put the wrong thing. Yeah, I'm not doing that by mistake.
Plays the long game.
Plays the long game. So he definitely got more of that Latin. But whenever I would have to do it, luckily I would have him right next to me and I'd be like, what is it? Say it again. Say it.
I feel like there were a couple of scenes in a couple episodes where we both had Sam and or Dean doing it, and you're like, hey, you don't take Latin? I'm like, sure.
Yeah, they were like, and one of the guys says the incantation.
He's like,
I'm like, you got that big guy.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah. But anyways, it is an interesting language.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, difficult. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Chicago Con 2022, please say hi to Allison. Where are you from, Allison?
I'm from Joliet.
Where's Romeo? So Romeo, yes.
She's like about 20 minutes from there, jerk. She's like, I got one. is. What is your question?
Come help me.
Excuse me, everybody. Don't mind if I do. From the bullpen.
I need to give them moral support.
Okay, for moral support. I don't think I'm helping. Stop helping!
You are. I enjoy like the scenes where we get to see more of like the empty and stuff. So if Sam and Dean got to go into the empty and they were talking to the entity that rules the empty, what accents would you use?
I am just certain that I would not do whatever Misha did.
It's like he was one mustache twirl away from being a cartoon.
The German guy in the apocalypse.
Didn't Misha also do a German accent in the apocalypse?
Yes, he did.
By the way, I don't think anybody directs him to do this. He's just like,
Not a good idea. I don't direct him not to do it either.
yeah, this is true, yeah. I think they're scared of him. Okay, so what accent?
You gotta go with your accents, yeah.
What would you do?
Me? Yeah, you. Oh, shoot. Empty. What would my accent be? I think I'd go with Sebastian Roche's French. I'm in the empty, you know. It's full of girls. I mean, there's no girls. It's empty of girls, but there are girls here. We're not going to anymore. And our lead is nowhere here are the girls. But if there were girls here, it wouldn't be empty. But it is empty, so there's no girls.
I would do Ruthie's Rowena and be magically delicious. Sorry.
That's his only impersonation of Ruth, is just gyrating his knees and singing the lucky charms. That's it. That's it.
How is that an imitation of Ruth?
You know how.
She's stronger than Irish. She says protein milk. I mean, she's not She's more about breakfast.
It's part of a balanced breakfast. Alright, Benedict, what would your accent be in the empty? He does a ton of accents.
Oh, mine? Yeah.
Jeez.
Man of 1,000 voices.
I'd have to. You choose and I'll do the accent.
That's good. How about let's do a nice Southern accent.
Nice Southern accent. I'll tell you what, I'm down here from the south, and I'll kick some ass because I'm Southern.
Do a northern accent.
Boston accent.
Oh, Boston. Hey, I'm from Boston over here. My name's Carl, and I parked the car in the garage.
It's like it's uncanny.
Each other. It's like I knew where you were from after the first sentence you said.
Can I throw it in there? Eastern European small village.
Small village, Eastern European, okay. Hello, my name is Frank, and I am from the Eastern Village.
It is perfect. It's so good.
I mean, it's like putting on a clinic. You gotta get a master
You close your eyes and you're there.
Yeah, that's Eastern small village. That's different than a bigger village.
That's different than bigger village.
How is it different?
Well, that would be like, yeah, I am Stan and I'm from Big Village. You can hear the village.
It is incredible. Guys, I hope you're taking notes. Dude, this is a special moment.
It's like, just generic Eastern European
Generic, but regional. I mean, I can't. You can't teach it.
Thanks.
So that follow that, Ackles, because we don't know.
Yeah, I don't want to follow that.
No one does.
You don't have a choice. I mean, the question was geared towards you. You have to. What's your accent?
What is it? Valley Girl. Thank you, whoever you are. Rob can do the template.
What part of the valley?
Rob, what
What part of the valley?
Encino?
Is this Chatsworth? Or are we Westlake? Or are we like out in Port Ranch?
Oh my God. Crazy empty in here.
What's the girl in the empty from the right? I mean, I think you know about it.
Yes, it's so gross. L. Allison, thank you so much for that.